in St. Matthews. Most of you may know me, but for those of you who don't, my name is Blake Dahl, and my chapel talk is about why making mistakes are good. This idea comes from a quote by George Bernard Shaw that reads, "A life spent making mistakes is not only more honorable, but more useful than a life spent doing nothing." This idea is hard to understand at first. Why would making mistakes be a good thing? I have always believed that you should try to not make a mistake. I thought I should always follow the rules, do things correctly, don't mess up. Humans have made mistakes for centuries, and the Bible story of Jonah and the whale is an example of this. In this story, God asked Jonah to go to Nineveh to urge his population to repent. The only problem was that Jonah didn't want to help the people because he was afraid that the people would get angry and maybe even hurt him. So instead of listening to God, Jonah thought he would run away from Nineveh and not do what God asked him. So Jonah fled from Israel by ship, and a big storm came. Knowing he was the cause of this storm because of the mistake he had made, he asked the sailors to toss him overboard so they could save themselves. Jonah thought his story had ended, but it only had just begun. He was swallowed by a whale. God sent him a lesson. Jonah stayed in the whale for 3 days and 3 nights and thought about his mistake and asked God for forgiveness. After the 3rd day, God told the fish to spit out Jonah onto dry land. Then the Lord told Jonah a second time to go to Nineveh. This time, Jonah obeyed God and left for Nineveh right away. Like Jonah, I have made mistakes too. A recent example of this was back in middle of September when the St. Matthews Mustangs football team played a game against Sacred Heart. In the 4th quarter, we were down by 6, which may sound like a lot, but for a football game, that's not many points. We were driving down the field, and it was 4th and goal. I was playing quarterback, and I called the play in the huddle. We broke and went up to the line to snap the ball on 4th and goal. The tension was building, and I went under center and said, "Hike." The ball came perfectly into my hands. I had a wide receiver streaking down the left sideline, but I could see the safety coming from the middle. I knew I shouldn't throw the ball, but I did anyway. The ball was intercepted. I had made a mistake. I felt terrible for my poor decision. I felt like I let the team down. To my surprise, nobody blamed me for my failure. They all said we gave up too many plays on defense, and the interception was just a small part of the loss. I felt happy that everybody forgave me, and it made me feel closer to God, like God had helped me through a hard moment and taught me about forgiving myself and others. The quote by George Bernard Shaw made me realize that I could have asked Coach to sit this one out and watch the game from the sideline and gone home mistake-free, but would that have been a better outcome? Because of my game-losing mistake, I have learned about forgiveness, teamwork, and friendship. This mistake has made me more sure of myself and my ability to handle tough situations. There have been many times where I have failed at something, and I want to tell you that failing is what makes us human. I now have an experience to share with someone I know or love when they make a mistake on or off the field. Like Jonah, we all make mistakes. If you never get over your failures, you'll never move on in life. You'll stay stuck in the past, which is never good. So remember, don't stand on the sideline. Get out there and make your mistakes. Because if nothing else, when you're really old, it makes a good story to tell to your family. Thank you.